I wasn't going to fool myself into thinking that we as 20-some-year-olds, babies, mind you, getting married and living in Tinseltown, spending a lot of time apart, okay, that we weren't going to run into temptation situations.
You're young, beautiful, rich, temptation.
Right.
You're apart a lot. Temptation is raining down on you.
My reign in being a first lady became busier and busier, and I found my position. Then he was doing a lot more traveling by himself, and I was staying home, speaking at a school or having an engagement or an appearance or something. And to be quite honest, then he became friends with Duane Martin, which used to be one of my friends on All of Us. And when I introduced them, that was one of the worst things I ever did.
Duane Martin, for Lisa Raye, was a nemesis that was unbelievable. And he was someone that she trusted, someone that she felt was her friend, someone she had bonded with, and none of that was true.
Somehow within that relationship, I lost my husband to Duane Martin, and they became better friends than what me and my husband did, and I couldn't understand that for the love of God.
Ooh, child. Listen, Duane Martin has got to be the worst gold digger and friend to ever walk these streets, especially now that Lisa Raye and Jada Pinkett Smith have both talked about Duane Martin breaking up their marriages. Lisa Raye has been dragging Duane to the front of the class for a while now, exposing him for the wedge he put in her marriage to Michael Misick. And while Jada has denied all rumors with Will and Duane in the past, she no longer feels like she has to protect any of Will's mess and foolishness now that everything about her is already out there.
Will just doesn't fight back or push back. The things that Jada has over Will are incredible. And the things that Will have over Jada is incredible.
And if you thought you knew everything about Will Smith's and Duane Martin's relationship already, baby, buckle up. It's crazy to think that a whole grown man is out here acting as a side chick. But let's get into this quickly because this is messy. Ever since Lisa Raye ended her marriage to politician Michael Misick after just 2 years of marriage, she has been calling out her so-called friends that couldn't keep their hands away from her marriage. She has dragged Nicole Murphy by whatever is left of her hair on her head, along with her other trifling friends that were sleeping with Michael while smiling in her face. But the person Lisa Raye had smoked for the most was none other than Duane Martin. She might have expected the women to be backstabbing and trifling, but Dwayne doing that too was something she just didn't see coming, not for a long shot, or at least not until it was too late.
I knew that there was some inappropriate things that was going on, that why he was coming back and forth to Turks, and I couldn't stop him from coming to my house when I would say to him, I no longer want you in the vicinity of me. You and I are no longer friends.
You said this to him?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And he would still come over anyway?
Mm-hmm.
In your house?
Lisa Raye was the one who introduced Michael to Dwayne, hoping that her husband could also become friends with him the way she was. While she was tucked away in Turks and Caicos, Lisa Raye was feeling homesick and lonely. She was the first lady of a beautiful island, but she was very far away from home, her friends, and her career was no longer a priority the way it was. So she used the opportunity to open up doors of her home to Dwayne and would often fly him in to spend time with her and Michael. But even though Lisa Raye said that there were too many hands in the pot, her decision to bring Dwayne closer was the worst decision of her life. Dwayne turned out to be an ultimate green snake in green grass, and instead of using his friendship with Lisa Raye as a way to strengthen Michael and Lisa Raye's marriage, Dwayne was out here doing everything to break it up. He introduced Michael to the pleasures of Hollywood, the fine, fine women, the luxury dining, the everyday partying, the celebrity clout, and baby, once you get sucked into that world, especially as a newbie, it almost consumes you. Dwayne was actively encouraging Michael to go to these parties, mess with these multiple women, and according to Lisa Raye, Dwayne would sometimes join in on the fun too as a way to spice things up. The not so shocking part about this is that Dwayne got some of those acts recorded and kept them as leverage in case he ever needed to pull one on Michael and Lisa Raye.
He was a friend of mine, and that he shouldn't have been in places that he was in with my now ex-husband.
Lisa Raye, on the the other hand, couldn't understand why or how Michael and Dwayne had gotten so close in such a short amount of time. But when she started hearing about all the activities that the two of them were up to in Hollywood, she knew right then and there that her marriage was toast. But girl, Dwayne and Michael weren't just living it up in Hollywood. Oh no, while she was staying in their big white house all alone, Dwayne would often secretly meet up with Michael right there in Turks and Caicos. He would stay over at one of the guest houses that Lisa Raye had and jet back to Hollywood once he was done.
My butler said to me, he said, First Lady, Mr. Martin is here. Premier is not here, so should he stay in the big house or do I give him one of the guest homes? And I didn't want to put my butler in the middle. I wanted to say, tell his ass to go home, but, And I said, I didn't even know that he was there, but wrapping my head around that, I'm thinking, why would he be, husband, when I've mentioned that I no longer want to even see him? So you all got that much business going on that you saying, forget me, that you just gonna have him come anyway. He not staying in the big house, but he's standing in the little house over here.
But it wasn't just Michael Misick that Dwayne was messing with. Oh, honey, no. There were several men on his roster, and one of them allegedly happened to be Will Smith. Duane Martin really is like one of those professional social climbers, but this man has some skills when it comes to connecting to the right people. When Dwayne heard through the grapevines that Will had a thing for Jada, even though he was still married to his first wife, Cherie, he worked his magic to set up a meeting between Will and Jada. Dwayne knew Will because he was the Fresh Prince, and he and Jada also were very good friends. So by setting up the meeting and pushing Will and Jada's relationship forward, Dwayne wanted to get Cherie out of the way and use his connections to Jada to secure an even bigger fish. And baby, let me tell you, that man succeeded. He was playing chess while these women out here were playing checkers. Dwayne sucked up to Will big time, stroking his ego and inserting himself even deeper into Will and Jada's marriage. Will and Dwayne got so close that even Star Magazine did a whole story on how Dwayne basically became Will's side chick and put a strain on his marriage with Jada. I mean, he might not have been the best actor, but Dwayne was definitely skilled in breaking up marriages. Will Smith tried to deny it and said that there was nothing going on there, but actions speak louder than words, and the things that the two of them were doing together was basically screaming at us.
Saw sexual acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Duane Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this. So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, but I see his car there. I'm like, where's this guy at? So now I'm holding Dwayne down too, so I have the keys to his dressing room. So I'm like, yo, and they're calling I'm on walkie-talkie and they're calling my cell phone. Yo, we need to get Will here. And I'm like, yo, kind of down. Like, I'm trying to find this. Like, this is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Like, it was.
They took multiple trips to Sin City, Las Vegas, Miami, along with multiple cruise vacations, including one trip to Trinidad without their wives. Some people who spotted Will and Dwayne in Trinidad said that Will wasn't wearing his wedding ring and was partying it up with Dwayne at a local hotspot called 51 Degrees until around 4 a.m. Just like he did Lisa Raye, Dwayne was Jada's friends first, and boy did Jada hate all these vacations that Dwayne and Will were taking together. But for the sake of public appearance and keeping the black love image, Jada didn't say anything. But now folks have branded her as the most toxic wife to ever exist. All bets are off, and she's showing all of those down low accusations against Will may actually have some truth to them.
We knew that, Dwayne and Will, I don't know if you have to say allegedly or whatever, and not only me, but a bunch of people know. If you in LA, you in the know. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just that term. I happened to see it physically, but I know it existed. Not only me, but a bunch of people know it existed. It ain't like it's some big epiphany. Oh, Will doesn't like men.
And with both Lisa Raye and Jada saying the same thing about Dwayne, folks are letting him have it. Quote, Duane Martin gives gay for pay like heck, definitely sleeping with men for status, perks, money, and after watching this Lisa Raye interview, I believe he definitely is 100%, end quote. Also, quote, I don't know how Duane Martin was able to do all of this. He's not even cute or like super famous. The audacity, end quote. And another, quote, Duane Martin was really an ain't-ish, messy MFer who low-key hates women, end quote. But do you guys think that Duane Martin should be getting flack for messing with both Michael and Will? Or do you think that it's Lisa Raye and Jada's fault for letting him get too close in the first place? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't you forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, baddies.